How can we find meaning and purpose in a meaningless and purposeless universe?
Okay, yes, that's a good one. Well, of course, the theists have an answer to this question. That God gives us purpose, but I don't think this is what I call Alvey's error. Alvey is Alvey Singer, Woody Allen's character in Annie Hall, and if you recall from the movie, he has a flashback to his childhood where he refuses to do his homework. So his mom takes him to the psychiatrist. Why won't you do your homework? And he says, the universe is expanding. And he says, the universe is expanding. He says, yes. And then, billions of years from now, everything will be blown up and none of this will exist. So what's the point of my doing my homework? And his mother upbraids him and says, what's the universe got to do with it? We live in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's not expanding. You got to go do your homework. In other words, it's in a way, it's a levels error. It's like you're talking about billions from years from now, or in somebody outside of the universe. We don't live then and there. We live here, right now. It's now that counts. In a way, it's a little bit like parents that get discouraged when they read these studies that show that their parenting may not matter as much as they think it does to the adult outcome of their children now. It's like, but that's not why you're being loving to your children, because you want them to turn out a certain way 30 years from now. You want to give them a good life now, this hour, right this very moment. They need a hug. They need love. They need attention and nourishment, physical and psychological, not for some outcome that happens, decades from now, or in the case of the bigger picture, billions of years from now. It matters now. It's like saying, that Hitler got away with it, and the Jews suffered, and if there's no God, then they suffered for nothing, and it didn't matter whether they suffered or not. Yes, it matters. It matters to them at that moment. So, where do we find meaning and purpose? Okay, my argument is, whether there's a God or not, whether there's an afterlife or not, is irrelevant. It's here. It's you and me. We're in this room at this moment in time. That's what counts. And we should treat each other better because it matters to us now. You're a sentient being. I'm a sentient being. I can project myself into your skull and imagine what it's like to be you. You can do the same thing. Therefore, I can apply the golden rule to you, and so forth. So this principle of interchangeable perspectives gives us a basis of morality. That is to say, there's nothing special about me. It's kind of the Copernican principle. I'm not special. And therefore, I can't privilege myself morally if I expect you to take me seriously. I have to appeal to you. I have to appeal to a system that doesn't favor me. Okay? And for centuries, I argue, particularly in the moral arc, but also in 2 chapters in this book, that we've been kind of moving in that direction. That is the recognition that all people are equal. And by equal, I don't mean of outcomes or intelligence or height or anything. I mean, we're equal sentient beings deserving of the same rights. Why? Well, there's arguments about whether rights really exist out there or not. Let's assume they don't. Let's just assume it's a pure utilitarian argument that if I want you to take me seriously, I need to treat you like I want to be treated. And so this is the basis, again, of the golden rule, of Spinoza's philosophy, of Thomas Nagel's The View from Nowhere, the Thomas Rawls's, the original position, that is the argument from ignorance, the veil of ignorance, that if we're going to design a law or a society, we have to design it in a way that I don't know which group I'm going to be in. I don't know if I'm going to be male or female, black or white, tall or short, poor or rich. The law should be designed in a way that don't favor anybody. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, of this kind of universal perspective that we've been moving toward, and that gives us a grounding in morality, a universal morality that I've derived through this long chain of arguments here from this idea of where we get meaning, again, here and now.